top breaking news video. Before I begin, I would like to invite you to subscribe. It's for free. Leave a comment, leave a like, a suggestion. Okay, let's get into today's topic, and it's Belarus and its elections. So, Maidan in Minsk may be closer than it seems. We will know more. Well, more things are happening right now, and I'll be making a shorter video next week. So sources say the U.S. is preparing to assault Belarus with the hands of Poland and the Baltic countries. President of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, said NATO troops are at their gates. Military power builds near western borders of Belarus. Um, his concerns about the accumulation of the armed components in Poland, Latvia, and Lithuania, where NATO military exercises are taking place. Representatives of the North Atlantic Bloc responded immediately at the press, saying that the presence of their alliance in Eastern Europe is strictly offensive. It does not present a threat. It's dictated by objective of preventing conflicts. So they're there to prevent conflicts. Meanwhile, the spokeswoman Ona, as the NATO spokeswoman Ona Landowski said, the alliance is not increasing its forces in Eastern Europe. However, the organization is closely following the evolution of the situation in Belarus. We can say that NATO not only follows but watches very closely and tries to influence in the context of the protests taking place in Belarus, with the active support of Poland and Baltic countries, especially Lithuania, which no longer hides the accumulation of military contingents and several exercises of the armed forces of the members of the state. Okay, so things are getting heated up. Let me see here. Um, Naturally, this provokes an adverse reaction from the authorities trying with all their might to solve this problem. The West grabs onto it to use it for its ends. They launched the slogan that they gave birth of the Polish Latvians and Lithuanians living in Belarus, which means that it gives them the moral authority to help them. All the conditions exist for this to happen. Um, August 15th, that was what, 6 days ago. The military cooperation agreement was urgently signed between Washington and Warsaw, strengthening the U.S. military presence in Poland, and in particularly an increase in the number of U.S. military contingents, and the redeployment of command of the Fifth Corps of the U.S. groups forces U.S. ground forces to the Polish Republic, parallel with or without coincidence. Um, uh, because of the pandemic, and decided to begin some exercises, and they named those exercises Defender Europe 2020. And these exercises were divided into several small combat training events, united by a single concept operational. So we are talking about three exercises at the same time, carried out by the Alliance of Poland and Latvia on August 11th at the training ground in Dravsko Pomorsky. The army joined exercises in preparation for the Polish US emergency deployment, which began under the leadership of the US Army Command in Europe. It used to practice offensive actions by the tactical group of battalions, US First Armor. They also had some more in Estonia, which arrived in Latvia at the Adasi training camp to join the training of his colleagues under Canadian leadership. NATO international campaign against the authorities in Belarus with tank maneuvers in Poland and Latvia. So they're doing all sorts of exercises. Eh? The invasion came. Let me see here. Belarusian armed forces, with the help of their Russian colleagues, defended the territory integrity of the state. This happened back in 2017. So this is not the first time that they're trying to start something with Belarus. The invasion came from the fictitious state of Vesnoria, which is the area where all those parachutes are landing in my video. So that's the area. That's close to borders with Poland. Um, all armed conflicts have started with similar scenarios in recent years. The sharp intensifications of combat and operational training activities by NATO and the US in Poland, plus the Baltic states, despite the epidemic. A context of unrest in Belarus may indicate NATO preparations for a military solution to the current situation in Belarus. So all this pretty much is it's Russophobia. That's what some people are calling it. And what's going to happen if if the coup takes place? Because I'm calling it a coup because it seems like the same situation that happened to Evo Morales, where he won the elections, and they're saying no, something went wrong here. Someone is. It's not being honest. Let's recount, and then they're gonna have the organizations of American states go there, and during all that time, someone is gonna sneak in and try to either kill Mister the president right now, Alexander, or just take him out and put someone else in his place. So what's going to happen here is that what are these people intending to do when they seize power from Lukashenko and they take over? What they're going to do is that they're going to take his place, um, and they will eliminate the Russian language because that's 90% of the people in Belarus speak Russian. 10% they choose not to. Um, and then so the nationalist ideology here will have that they're gonna make Belarus part of NATO, and whoever disagrees with things either going to be put in jail or disappear pretty much. I hate to say that. Also, TV channels and programming is going to be all one-sided. So my friends, it's not a good thing what's happening here in Belarus. I do hope that this is solved without people being hurt. So let me know what you think of this video. I don't want to make it too long. If you have any questions, suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And I hope you decide to support me by subscribing. Once again, it's free of charge. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Until next video.